This noon, we have a lot of information for you. Starting today, you could get a knock on your door from a team of health professionals hoping to learn more about just how many people here in Atlanta have actually been infected with the coronavirus. They'll be asking questions and asking for a blood sample, looking for antibodies. CBS 46's Rebecca Schramm's live outside the State Department of Public Health. And Rebecca, a lot of folks may not feel comfortable just opening the door to a stranger.
Yeah, it's going to be a strange thing, but it's real, Karen. This started today and will last a week. They're going to be knocking on the doors of a few hundred randomly selected households in DeKalb and Fulton counties. This is a partnership between the Georgia Department of Public Health and the CDC. And yeah, as strange as it might sound, it is legit. Would you answer a knock on the door from somebody wanting to draw your blood?
I mean, it depends on what for.
What if it's a team from the CDC and the Georgia Department of Public Health wanting to test you for antibodies to see if you've been infected with COVID-19, perhaps without even knowing it?
We've had a lot of people ask, what can they do to help? How can they help us stop the spread of this virus? And by participating in this survey, this is one way that they can do that.
JACQUELINE Tate heads the field epidemiology team for the Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. She says it won't be a pinprick like you might have seen in other tests. It'll be a blood draw from a vein. The results will help experts as they fight the coronavirus pandemic.
This is incredibly important information that we're collecting as part of this survey. It will tell us how widespread the virus is in the community.
It will also tell them who's at risk and help determine prevention strategies. You'll be able to identify the surveyors by their CDC vests and badges and the letter they provide. Sounds fine to people we spoke with.
Yeah, I think the more information we have on it, the better we are prepared for the future, too.
I'm in that boat of anything that can help us move forward in this new normal that we're approaching.
Now, the CDC reminds us this will be completely voluntary. They'll be wearing protective gear and they can do the blood draw inside or outside your home. They're working to figure out how to get the results back to participants. Live in downtown Atlanta, Rebecca Schramm, CBS 46 News.
And quickly, Rebecca, will they have some type of ID that will say they're from the CDC?
Yeah, they'll have an ID and a badge, and they'll also be wearing vests that identify them as working for the CDC.
All right, great information. Rebecca, thanks so much. Now, the latest numbers we do have came out just before noon. We know that right now there are more than 24,550 confirmed cases of coronavirus here in Georgia. Nearly 5,000 people have been hospitalized, and more than 1,000 Georgians have tested for COVID-19. Now, Georgia's not the only state relaxing restrictions and getting back to business as usual. Alaska, Tennessee, Texas, and Oklahoma are all starting to allow businesses to reopen. Governor Kemp has taken a lot of heat over his decision, and yesterday the commissioner of the State Department of Public Health admitted we really aren't ready.
We didn't meet the full gating criteria, but we met several of them, and we were approaching a plateauing, which made us feel that it would be safe to move forward because we had three things in place.
Those three things are adequate hospital capacity, adequate testing capacity, and Dr. Toomey encouraged anyone who thinks they are sick with the coronavirus to get tested. And the state is ramping up its contact tracing. Now, a new study out of the University of Notre Dame suggests social distancing measures may need to be extended into midsummer to avoid a potentially deadly resurgence of the coronavirus. The study used models to weigh two options. The first, to minimize deaths, and the other to shorten the amount of time we have to live under restrictions. The biggest takeaway was that what we need to do in the next few weeks will greatly determine the long-term effects of the virus. No social distancing happening on this American Airlines flight. A passenger taking this video of the flight from New York to Charlotte. Her seat, well, the middle seat. CBS 46's Ayanna Crystal's live at the world's busiest airport, Hartsfield-Jackson, with a look at what airlines are doing now to keep people safe in the middle of this pandemic. Pretty frightening video, Ayanna.
Yeah, it is very alarming indeed, Carrie. Well, several carriers have taken unprecedented steps to increase passengers onboard safety, and the latest is urging passengers to wear masks. Now, this video went viral from a passenger showing The flight was packed, everyone cramped together, and not everyone is wearing a mask. Now, American, JetBlue, United, Delta, and Frontier Airlines have all begun requiring flight attendants to wear masks while performing their duties in the air. Now, American Airlines says they will be handing out masks to their passengers and hand sanitizer when they board their flights starting in May. JetBlue went a step further, announcing that all passengers will be required to wear face coverings during travel. Now, Atlanta-based Delta Airlines is using now some of their maintenance crews to start making masks for their Delta workers. The goal is to make 2,500, and they'll be using the material from old uniforms. That's the latest at the airport. Ayana Crystal, CBS 46 News.
And we've got major changes heading our way. Right now, looks great outside, but tomorrow we do have showers and storms back in the forecast, and some of them could be severe. Right now, we've been watching high clouds that have been holding on tight across North Georgia, finally starting to see that sunshine across Atlanta. Temperatures, now that the sun is out, have warmed up. Right now, we are in the low 70s, and we will be in the upper 70s later today. Right now on CBS 46 Pinpoint Radar, not a lot happening over our area, but as we zoom out, way out, you see our next big weather maker. It's still over the Midwest, but that cold front you see, that is what's heading in our direction. As it approaches, it will bring us a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. A little bit of what we call wraparound moisture could lead to a few showers on Thursday, but really most of this happening tomorrow afternoon and through the early evening. Now, as the storms move in through the southeast, they will bring the potential of severe weather, and those areas you see in yellow, that is where we have a level 2 risk of severe weather. So on a scale of 1 to 5, it's a level 2 risk. Biggest risks going to be strong damaging winds, could see heavy rain, some hail, and a low risk of tornadoes. Now, I'm going to pinpoint the timing of the storms. We'll talk about when they'll move through, how long they'll last, and we'll talk about a big warm up as we head towards next weekend coming up.
All right, Jen, thanks. The spring season is our time for severe weather, so stay ahead of the storms with alerts down to your zip code. Download our free CBS 46 streaming app from the Apple App Store or on Google Play. Condolences continue to pour in over the death of an Atlanta reality star. Ashley, Miss Minnie Ross, died over the weekend. Our Daniel Wilkerson's live near Flat Shoals Road and Old National Highway where it happened. Daniel, a lot of folks still devastated by this story.
Just devastated. I spoke with some people, a lot of them not willing to go on camera just yet, understandably so. Good afternoon to you, Karen. I have requests right now in for the police report as well as the 911 call. Now, as I said, stars on social media, taken to social media to express just how they felt about her. Nationally syndicated talk show host Ricky Smiley, one such star that did, saying on Twitter, "Sorry to hear she passed. Rest in peace. Prayers to her family." Now, here is what we know at this noon hour. Miss Minnie, as she was called, lost control of her vehicle, according to police, Sunday after a crash. Now, police are right now looking for a hit-and-run driver. That's where they need your help. Paramedics rushed Ross to Grady Memorial Hospital, where sadly she died. Now, again, it happened near Old National Highway and Flat Shoals Road in the city of South Fulton. I spoke with police. They aren't saying much right now, only that they are still looking for another driver. Now, Ross starred on, you may recall, Little Women Atlanta for several seasons. She grew up in Tennessee. She's survived by her mother, grandmother, and aunt and uncle. Again, I have requests right now in for that 911 call, as well as the police report. As soon as we get those, we will push them to your CBS 46 mobile app. Meanwhile, if you know of anything, perhaps if you were near this intersection and you have information that might help in the investigation, you're asked to call police. My colleague, Astrid Martinez of Astrid in the ATL, she is all over this story, digging deeper for you right now. Astrid will have live updates starting today at 5. We're live in the city of South Fulton. Daniel Wilkerson, CBS 46 News.
Just a sad event. Thank you, Daniel. Well, damage at a memorial to men and women who fought for our country. The disturbing pictures just ahead. And this was not what the driver ordered, but just what he needed. The crazy drive-through ride, that's coming up on CBS 46 News at Noon.
Thanks for making CBS 46 the fastest growing news in Atlanta.